Today I'm going to share with you my 5 bad habits in photography that I need to shake. When you do something for a long time, you can get quite good at it, especially when you give it the time it deserves. However, sometimes you can pick up lots of bad habits. And in photography, I've got quite a few. One of the reasons why I'm making this video is so I can highlight my bad habits. So if you have any habits that you really need to get rid of in photography or in videography as well, let me know in the comments below. So together we can look at all of our bad habits and try and break them. Even though I've said it time and time again, and I've made quite a few videos showing how I back up my images, I've got into the habit recently of not doubly backing them up or triply backing them up. So I have one copy of all of my images on a hard drive, which isn't good at all. This really hit home recently when I had a lot of photos on a hard drive. I had it plugged in with one of those stupid Apple connectors, and this connector was hanging off the edge of the table. I went to move my laptop and the hard edge of this big square bit on the connector caught the edge of the table and pulled the cable out mid-transfer of data. This corrupted the hard drive and I did lose a lot of images. Now if I'd have backed it up to a second drive, it wouldn't have been a problem. So I was really annoyed at myself for not doing that. So I really want to break this habit because I don't want to lose any more images. One of my slightly older habits is not editing my photos straight away. What I've found is I'll go somewhere or we'll go to a location and I'll get some lovely shots and I'll back them up onto a hard drive, sometimes not 2 hard drives, going back to the first bad habit, but I'll back them up to a hard drive and then I'll leave them there. I won't edit them and I won't touch them. Sometimes this is due to me being really busy with work or us traveling to lots of different locations, but it is a really bad habit. And what I've found is I've built up so many that I haven't edited that it almost feels like this massive task that I really don't want to start. I know when I do start it, I'll really enjoy it and it'll bring back lots of memories, but I just need to start it. So hopefully after this video, I'll start editing my photos straight away. Now this is different for a paid shoot where I have a deadline. So on a paid shoot, I'll do the shoot and I'll edit them straight away. But I really need to get into that mentality with the photos that I take in my spare time. Sometimes I'll be out on a shoot, and especially if I'm shooting an event or something like that, I may get the settings wrong, or I may not take the time to change the settings to get them right in the first place. It may only happen with 1 or 2 shots, but sometimes those shots are the keepers. Now I'm sometimes lazy, and maybe at the start of the shoot when I haven't quite warmed up, I might get some really nice shots, but I haven't quite spent the time to get the settings right. And sometimes I'll shoot in aperture priority and I'll just think I'll fix it in post because of the huge dynamic range these cameras have. But this is really a bad habit to build, so I really need to kick this one. When I'm on a paid shoot, I'll be really forward and I'll basically run around not worrying about what I'm doing. I'll just be focused on getting the shot. However, when I'm taking photos for myself, or say I'm at a location that I want to take photos for myself, sometimes I'll get a little bit shy and I won't go to the location that I want to actually get the shot from. I don't do this that often, but every now and then I feel the shyness kicking in and I don't get the shot that I want. I get those photos back at home on the computer afterwards and I kind of kick myself for not being more assertive and not just getting the shot. So I'd like to be more assertive on more shoots that I go on. And the last bad habit that I've built up recently is not formatting my SD cards as soon as I've backed them up. This is really annoying when you go out into the field, you put another SD card into your camera to realize that it's almost full. The last thing you want to do is wipe an SD card when you're not 100% sure if you've actually backed those images up or not. So I need to spend the time after I've backed up my images and backed up my SD cards to format them there and then. And that's about it. It does seem that most of my bad habits are from when I get home as opposed to when I'm taking photographs, but this is actually a massive part of photography these days. Now, I don't want to be too hard on myself, but it's sometimes good to have a look and see where you're going wrong or see where you could make improvements to your photography skills, whether it's taking the photos or whether it's editing or backing up. Now, do you have any bad habits that you want to kick in photography? If you do, leave a comment below and let me know. It'd be great if we could all get together as a community and try and get rid of as many of them as possible. I'm sure between us all, there'll be some that will keep cropping up and there'll be some that we all do to a certain extent. As always, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. And for weekly tutorials, hints and tips in photography and videography, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you next time.